Saturday was painful. Brentford 3, Liverpool 2, and that makes 4 straight Premier League defeats. And today we unpack why Liverpool lost at the GTEC Community Stadium, what the stats say, where Slot must change things, and how I think he should approach the Carabao Cup tie with Crystal Palace on Wednesday at Anfield. Hi, Neil here. Welcome back to Red Tactics. If you want clear, practical, tactical reading of Liverpool under Arne Slot, stay tuned. I'll keep this one tight and honest, opinionated but constructive, and let's start with the facts. The scoreline, Brentford 3, Liverpool 2, and that was on Saturday, October 25. The scorers were Dango Ouattara, it was Kevin Schade, it was Igor Thiago for Brentford. So Liverpool's goals came from Milos Kerkez, and that was very late, a first half rearguard set piece. And then Mohamed Salah's 89th minute volley that came too late to change the result. This result equals Liverpool's worst league run in Premier League era. 4 consecutive league defeats. Look at the weird contrast. Liverpool dominated possession, about 66%, and still lost. XG and shot counts show Liverpool actually created chances, but the quality and defensive vulnerability, that's really what cost them. The match XG, I think that was close, and possession didn't translate to control of the most dangerous moments. And that tells us that the problem isn't only one midfielder or one fullback. It's how the team concedes moments of danger and how it defends transitions and set pieces. If we think of how Brentford hurt Liverpool, there's a number of things that come up. But I've kind of condensed them into 3. And for me, the first one is really long throws and second balls and physicality. Now, Brentford repeatedly got those second balls from long throws and smart overloads, especially around the box. And Liverpool looked slow to deal with a scramble, right? Very lost sometimes, and they also looked very, very bad, especially with those aerial second phases. The second thing was in transitions and compactness, and when Brentford won the ball, they hit quick vertical passes, and Liverpool's shape had gaps between the defense and the midfielders in moments of transition. Come on now. Like, possession numbers mask how poor Liverpool looked in those moments. The third thing really is, the set pieces, it's that penalty decision. There was VAR involvement and a penalty which Brentford converted. Those big moments swung the game. Margin for error at this level is tiny. Some of the other things that I'm thinking about, and I'm going to specifically call out Virgil van Dijk. He's still commanding in duels, but the penalty incident is about timing and concentration. The risk versus reward for stepping in needs to be managed. Thinking of the fullbacks and the wingbacks, at times both fullbacks got turned in 1 versus 1. Or left space behind them. When the team is narrow in build, those flanks get exposed. In the midfield, high possession but lack tempo change and incisiveness, especially in the half spaces. Liverpool kept the ball, but they didn't always create high-quality chances early enough. Now, thinking of the forwards, and especially Mohamed Salah, his late strike shows he's still decisive, yes, but Liverpool needed someone to break the deadlocks earlier. Slot's post-match took accountability, and he admitted it was one of the worst of the 4 defeats. He stressed unity and improvement. But here's the coaching challenge. Fix the defensive moments, change in-game patterns, and manage rotation without losing rhythm. Just get that right and we'll be okay. Well, if asked, here's what I would do. Just tighten those low block during transitions. Don't allow the second ball chaos in the box. train defending long throw sequences as a unit. To get better at that. Also manage those tempo switches in the midfield. Introduce a midfielder who can, force line-breaking passes or carry into half spaces earlier. Don't just recycle. I think Szoboszlai was fantastic at that, but I think just relying on him alone is not working. And the selective rotation, but keep the core width. Cup games are a chance to rest certain starters, but don't lose the structure that prevents counter overloads. And then another thing that they need to do is they need to do some set piece focus. That's what they need to do. Allocate more training time to defending set sequences and defending the VAR and penalty scenarios. Now, looking ahead, Liverpool host Crystal Palace at Anfield on Wednesday. That's now 29 October, and I think kickoff is around 7:45 here in South Africa, about 8:45. And it's a live game in the UK, and that matters for selection and intensity. So my view here is treat the cup seriously, but rotate intelligently. Palace are dangerous. They've already had the win over Liverpool twice now already, but they are dangerous on transition and on set pieces. Don't invite that. Play a team that can match the intensity, but provide fresh legs. And my prediction for the starting 11, I don't know, maybe a 4-2-3-1 formation. Or maybe just a variant of the 4-3-3. And also perhaps be bold. Put Woodman in goal, using, he's the backup keeper. I'd like to see him on the field. So perhaps Woodman in goal at right back. I think there we need some fresh legs, with Frimpong out and with Conor Bradley needing to be managed because he's on the verge of injury. Why not bring Calvin Ramsey in? He was fantastic in the under-21 derby against Everton. In that derby, he scored. He's there. He's available. Bring him back into the squad. I mean, it's bad enough he's lost his number to Ekatike now. He's no longer number 22. I think he's number 47 or something. Give the lad a run. At left back, I'll go with Kirkes. I'll give him his due. He's probably going to be, a little bit confident now, having scored that goal against Brentford. So put him in at left back. Centre backs, I'd stick with Van Dijk. I'll give him another chance, and I'll go with Konate. But I'll also make sure that Joe Gomez is ready to go. I think that's going to be important. In midfield, I think it's important that we're going to have Szoboszlai there. Gravenberch, unfortunately, is unavailable. McAllister needs to be watched. Jones now might also be unavailable. A lot of players suffering injury at the moment, but we need one holding midfielder and we need one box-to-box mobile midfielder as well, just to control the tempo of the game. In attack, I'd give Mohamed Salah another run. I think that goal could do something for his confidence. I want to see Ekatike on. And I think they'd stick with Wirtz. But keep Rio close by. That's what I would do. And this should be the game plan. Dominate the wide areas, quick overloads in Palace's half spaces, avoid conceding second balls, and press selectively. Use substitutions early. If Palace look dangerous in transitions, we should not be scared to be doing that. Well, here's a quick summary. Saturday exposed structural issues. Not a single player is to blame. So Slot's next 10 days are about restoring defensive organization and sharpening midfield tempo. Please do that. And I'll be watching. I'll be watching on Wednesday. I'll be watching very closely. So let me know what the 11 you'd start with. Let me know in the comments, if this helped, like, subscribe, and do all those wonderful things, and share with someone who wants plain tactical reading. More of this, every Tuesday on Red Tactics with Neil. And I'll pin my prediction, my predicted 11 and key moments in the description. I'll catch you on the next one. And as always, up the Reds.